Hi everyone and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel. For those of you who are new, for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to read for all of you again. So this reading is a mid-month reading for air signs. We're going to be taking a look at your love life for the rest of October. If you need a personal reading, I'm advising people to just hold off. I'll make an announcement, but I'm changing my store around and I want you to be able to get a better price because I'm changing some things, like doing readings by element, because that actually allows me to have more time to work with people, to not have to pay people to do as much. And I would like to have that reflected in my prices so that all of you get the bonus or the benefit of that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else you need to know. Oh, I'm not extending this reading, but there will be a reading in the description box if you're interested in your person, trying to tap into their energy. We're looking at the next few weeks for your love life, so we'll probably pick up on your person. But if you're very interested in how they feel about you, what they want, what their future actions will be, that kind of thing, you may want to check that out. So I'll have that down below. All right. Ooh, interesting. Don't want to get too deep. You got getting to know each other in the upright, heart-to-heart conversations. In the reverse, though, unrequited love. Air signs, what are you doing? Maybe you're trying to explore your options is what this is looking like. It doesn't seem like you're very interested in some of the new people that you're meeting. So let's take a look. Yep, I'm seeing that after a period of feeling kind of bad about the way that something ended. Could be a breakup, could just be you deciding that something was no longer worth your time or that the person you were dealing with was not treating you the way that you wanted to be treated. It looks like you got up and decided to get back out there, or you will be getting back out there. The difficulty is, who are you attracting? Kind of feels like you're meeting people, but nobody's really that interesting to you at this time. It feels like you haven't met someone yet that you really want to get to know, in the sense you could have some superficial conversations, but it looks like there isn't someone that you feel like you want to really dive in and give your heart to just yet, open up to just yet. And I'm seeing that your energy this month, it's because you're kind of trying to just be single. It looks like you want to keep things light. You just got out of something that it seems like was pretty heavy. And I feel like because of that, you're not really in a space of wanting to jump back into something very heavy with someone new. There's an energy of feeling like you need to move on from whatever the situation is that you've been dealing with. But I also kind of feel like your heart just isn't really in it yet. Doesn't mean it won't be, but it just is kind of like if you separate from someone you really cared about, you're meeting new people and maybe like comparing them or thinking like, oh, I don't want to go through the emotions of like having all the superficial, like, what's your favorite color? And I don't know that I even trust people enough to really open up and share my thoughts. Like, is it worth my time? As I'm looking at your situation, if anything, and don't be mad at me, but it feels like if you're trying to go meet new people or you're giving attention to people that maybe you have not like considered in the past, that makes you miss your person more. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to put it out there like that, because I know that's probably not what you want to hear. But it's like, as you're starting to spend time with new people, there's kind of this energy of like looking back at your person and wishing that things could have been different, I think that the difficulty here is that as you try to date more, you may find that your heart just isn't in it or you're not ready. It looks like you're kind of going back to the drawing board over the next few weeks, because initially it's like, okay, I'm going to get out there. I have to move on. And then you have a couple of exchanges, whether it's conversations or dates, and you're just like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to focus on me for a while. Like, maybe I'm just not quite ready to go off and do that. I feel like it's healthy because you're not wanting to date from a place of being needy or trying to like fill the void now that there's kind of this empty spot without this person in your life. So that's really good that you're recognizing within yourself that it's like, hey, you know, like maybe my past situation isn't exactly what I wanted. And I'm not sure if I'm even open to reconciliation with this person, but I also realize that I still have some feelings that I need to deal with within myself before I could be ready for that new person, right? So very good, very healthy energy. How your environment is affecting you. You got the Hanged Man in the reverse. And this has been such a prevalent card. I feel like it's come out for every reading that I've done. So you could be dealing with a fire sign or have fire in your chart, could be dealing with a water sign or have water in your chart, because it came out for both of the other readings. And I feel like I don't know much about astrology. I wish I did, but this kind of seems like a time where people are really reflecting on what they've been through, what they want, and also what they're not willing to put up with again. And so I feel like for you air signs, if you're out dating, you're really scrutinizing people. You know, you're looking at the underlining meaning of what people are saying, right? You're not just glossing over things that in the past maybe you wouldn't have given as much like thought to it or as much stock. But now it's like, oh God, this is a red flag. I need to get away from this person, or I need to block this person, right? You're being a lot more, I don't want to say picky, but it's just like, if it looks like anything that you've seen in the past, you're not willing to keep putting yourself in those kinds of situations, you know? So it kind of feels like you're turning people down in the next few weeks and then going back to the drawing board and being like, you know what, maybe this just isn't the right time for dating, right? I feel like for you air signs, you're getting into a space where you really want something real, you know, and that might be the first time that you've ever felt that way, like, oh, I want something super long term. And so it's almost like you're trying to get all of your ducks in a row and make sure that you're really in a space in your life where you could be the kind of person that would attract the kind of person that you're interested in, you know. Oftentimes we have this like laundry list of what we want a person to be like, or we want our match to be like. But I feel like for you air signs over the next few weeks, you're really looking at your life and thinking like, you know, maybe I've attracted a lot of the same types of partners, or I found myself in a lot of the same kinds of relationships. It might be time to learn a different way of dating, right? Or maybe it's time to meet people in a different place. Some of you could be thinking about moving or doing something just completely out of the box, you know. I feel like your money is really good, and this isn't a money reading, but it's just coming up, that you'll have a lot of reasons to feel pretty happy. And I think that's part of also like why you're doing this kind of solo mission at this time, because you're not in a space where your life is lacking for anything. You know, it's not like you're not a catch. You know, you've got your finances are looking pretty good. You're probably feeling pretty great about yourself or your family, you know, and so it's just like, I don't want to settle. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm making all these sacrifices, or I have to be like, well, he doesn't have a job, but he does know how to cook. You know what I mean? Like, you're just not with it. And I really like that for you, because your advice is actually the Knight of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing is you just stay focused on the goal here, you know, and if your goal is getting married or having that relationship that's long lasting, really take your time, you know, take your time with who you're dealing with or who you're giving your attention to. There's also an energy here of somebody possibly wanting to be in your space, because sometimes when this Hanging Man comes out in the reverse, this can talk about someone wanting to make a situation up to you. I also feel like the advice here is to take your time with that as well. Don't rush, because this would be that past energy that it feels like you're kind of focused on moving on from. And I feel like that's for a very good reason. You know, for some of you, I feel like this past energy may have even caused you some hurt, in the sense that like you're carrying that with you. So I would definitely recommend, if you feel like you need any kind of like chakra balancing or, you know, healing meditations, or even like counseling for whatever this person has done or how it's made you feel, that you go ahead and invest in that, right? Because that Knight of Pentacles energy is kind of like investing in yourself. And I feel like that's what you're doing, is investing in yourself so you can attract like maybe a higher quality of person. You know, not saying that the people you deal with are, you know, not grade A, but I just mean somebody that's a little bit more on your wavelength, right? As far as this past energy, this would be someone who you've not been speaking to for a while. They could be in a relationship, could have been in a relationship, just never really able to give you what you deserve. And I feel like in regards to that, this is something where you would keep it very casual. You know, if this person is trying to have really deep conversations with you, you're probably going to keep it super light and keep moving. I don't feel like you're giving much to this person. I don't feel like they have a whole lot to go on. If anything, they'll probably get the feeling that you're over this or that you don't think about them anymore, because you're just not in a space to keep giving to this either, you know? So kind of a weird next few weeks in the sense that there are opportunities for love, but I don't feel like any of them are looking so good to you that it's like, oh, let me just open my heart, right? It's kind of like, I don't know if I trust you. I don't know if I trust this. I think I'm just going to move in my own direction and, you know, work on me. And then whoever's meant to be in my life is going to be there. So I do like that you're trusting the process, you know. All right. Well, this has been your snapshot of the next few weeks, 2 weeks. If you're interested in your person's energy and you want to know all of the stuff there is to know, how are they feeling about you? What do they want? What are they hiding from you? What are they doing? That will be in the description box. That's a totally separate reading, not a continuation of this. So if you want to check that out, feel free to join me over there. If not, if I can get my words out, I will speak to all of you again soon. But in the meantime, you take very good care of yourselves. Bye.